Ready to kick off automated processes to help you with your planning activities? In SAP Analytics Cloud, you can run your data actions and multi-actions in stories, analytic applications, and a calendar. The simplest way to launch your data actions and multi-actions is to add a planning trigger to your stories and analytic applications. Be aware that the navigation is slightly different for the classic story experience, but the settings are the same. The Planning Trigger widget is a play button that enables users to run the action manually on demand. You can define an optional label and description, choose whether you want the action to run in the background, and then select from the available actions that have already been created. For data action triggers, you can also choose an option for currency conversion and define whether any values copied to the target version will be published or not. These settings have already been defined if the data action is embedded in a multi-action. Any parameters that have been defined for the action display here, and you can choose to change it to a fixed value, or you can leave the parameter as a prompt that will come up at runtime. You can add more data action triggers to enable users to run other data actions, or if you've already chained your data actions together into a multi-action, you can add a multi-action trigger instead. Which option you choose depends on whether all actions are mandatory and need to be executed in a particular sequence. Once the trigger is configured and your changes have been saved, you can execute the action. When you use the trigger, you're prompted to enter fixed values for any parameters. The actual values from September have been copied into the budget column for November using a data action based on basic steps. The same values have been copied to the budget column for December and multiplied by 20%. You can see the changes that have been made in the version history, where you can undo any of the operations. If, rather than triggering them manually, you want to incorporate data actions or multi-actions into the script for stories in the optimized story experience, or classic analytic applications, you can create technical objects that reference the actions. Keep in mind that when you use data actions or multi-actions as technical objects, you must specify fixed values for each parameter, as prompting is not supported. Once the technical object has been created, you can use it in scripts, such as executing the action when the page initializes. If you don't want to run your data actions and multi-actions manually in stories or analytic applications, you can use the calendar to schedule them as events. You can create a task that triggers the action at a specific time, depending on the change of status to another task, or coinciding with the timing of a parent process. Once the task has been created, you can specify the action you're running, define the values for any parameters, and finally, update and activate the task. When the start time is reached for the action or its parent process, or when the status of the dependent event changes, the task will automatically be triggered to run in the background, and you'll be notified of its completion. For more information on how to run data actions and multi-actions to help with planning activities in SAP Analytics Cloud, check out the help topic links in the description and the other videos about data actions, and try it for yourself today.